outsiders, and the fact that this may be the last time we see this full five play together, you know, in any LAN tournament post major, it does make me worry that they will just fall apart here and they will crumble. Jame looked very lifeless in that map. Felt like Yakinda was the only guy doing anything second half. Buster had some great entries on T side, but it all kind of fell into a big mush as G2 swept the field and swept the series, or board at least. Now they're looking to sweep the series 2-0 and go through to that 2-2 matchup where many frightening foes wait in the wings. G2, can they meet them there? T-side pistol breaking windows to cover the mid steps and to set up utility as well in the T spawn. Jax gets boosted up to throw in some sort of smoke. It will look to end on that A site.
I think this might be the elevator one.
Yeah, you're right.
Right,
yeah.
for the attempted a mid to be. Yeah, it's going to fly in, but blocked.
Nice
Okay. Flit's doing keepy uppies, but it will keep him off the mid angle. And so in that moment, G2 overrun them. m0NESY with a double opener. He was a bit of a non-factor back on Inferno, but he started this one off well. Hunter holding down these rotates. Buster is cornered in, and that is a beautiful pistol out of G2. It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, and it doesn't get more telegraphed as well with that smoke coming over. Flit had full information, plus the block, and all the angle to fight middle. That just leads to dead man, and G2 don't lose a single player as they just storm outsiders in both bomb sites and in middle. That was really nice. That was really decisive, and G2 already setting a scary precedent coming into the second map. Full eco, outsiders, they want to get those gunnies in as quick as possible. Feeling threatened already. Pre-B smoke to get Hunter in. Give him a bit of a veil. But mostly rifles here for G2 as they tip-tap up on this A bomb site. No one's here. No one's home. It's a mid-stack.
Yeah, I think m0NESY's starting this one off feeling pretty confident, right? The pistol was a good showing, but even this round, you know, he's wide swinging up ramp first with the AK all alone. Like, there was no one at the time where he was peeking to trade him. There was no one who could have helped out there. And he's got like one of the big ticket items of this round. You know, normally you'd kind of have someone like your Jax or your Hunter look to lead the charge in those moments, but felt like he had the read, and I mean, they were dead on, right? This mid stack does nothing for outsiders. It was just a full eco, so kind of par for the course. This was always meant to be a G2 round. Are we going to get another unicorn round? 2 in one series? No, Jax won't let that happen.
Just a horse round now. No horn on top. And not that rare after all.
Here he is, feeling horny. Good for the double. And Hunter wants some cash as well.
Hey.
Gonna farm some up with these Mac 10s.
Hey. Yeah, nice clean rounds out of G2. Couple of casualties on the way out, but going into a gun round now and they know it. Outsiders no AWP just yet. G2 keep it flat with rifles. Throwing that A short smoke from Spawn, they're going to be looking to default towards A with the majority of this side. Outsiders taking some mid control. Double setup here for G2. Don't seem to mind. They're being very loud up on this ramp control. Yakinda coming through the short smoke to try and fight for it. He's been mollied out very wide. Nico could find an angle here. But he jumps it, gets the spot. The spray's a bit high. Yakinda ducks below it. That was one way of finding the opener.
We've got a banging head-to-head over towards ramp though, right? Yakinda versus Nico, kind of a, you know, bit of a throwback to some of those banana rounds over on Inferno in that second half. Boosts up.
Boost on boost.
Both players with vision doesn't make it any easier. Buster, this is a good hold considering he's the solo B player. They know where he is and he will get spammed out eventually. Wastes a lot of time though. G2, they wanted that to be a lot cleaner. They wanted that to be, you know, the opener coming through and then they just spill into a B play. Now it's tapered, now it's slow, and it's given outsiders time to rotate in and plug this hole over towards B. G2 try to rotate back. Yakinda feels like he could have a timing here, and he does. They're lined up trying to cross back. He assaults them from spawn, and so Outsiders are on the board right away.
Yeah, very quick into middle. Outsiders did that from the get-go, right, with that double mid stack. It's something that you can do a lot. You can drop one ways in mid. You can double stack on both the little white plats there, but already aggressing on T-spawn flanks is what I like to see, something that G2 haven't been leaning towards holding even in the second round. So how much mid-aggression we're going to get out of Yakindar and Co. This time it's G2 here with at least a pistol. Oh my goodness, that is a ranged tech tap to take down Flit. James is getting curious as well. Rare to see him in the front line. Pushed up all the way down B. Mid to B smoke for Alexi. Jax is going to swing with it, but there's a trade for the rifle. That's all they ever wanted. James here for a double. They don't check it, and James drops 2 in the bomb. Nico has to trade, but he's so low.
Hard round on his plate now, right? Yakindar already here and holds the line. Only one shot needed, makes it look easy. Outsiders in with their second. And James, yeah, the man getting stuck in down towards ramp. That's not a sight you see every day. I kind of like it, dude. Like, he was a bit of a non-factor over on Inferno. We already said, like, both the AWPers weren't super involved there. But James wants to try and dispel any worries by getting his head in the game early on, right? Being involved in some of these fights.
If you know you're a map away from not just elimination, but your entire roster falling apart and spreading out, and your best player maybe even upgrading and joining another tier 1 team, you know, maybe that just makes Outsiders start throwing themselves into more fights and gives them a little bit more levity in some of these rounds. I'd love to see that. Could catch G2 off guard, because G2 certainly looked prepped for exactly what they got given back on Inferno. Those T-side rounds were immaculate. They avoided stacks. When they went into them, they did a good job of just shredding 3 or 4 man holds. Buster gets a pick and gets out scot-free. It's only pistols in this round. A nade for Jax, hoping just for some cheap damage, but G2, almost no way they should be getting kills in this round. Couple of boosts again at the same time. It's a bit of a different one. Just look for a fight here for Hunter, but he gets spotted and knocked off. Nico's up, but Wood, well, it is Wood. He can just get spammed through it. They should have seen his head there as well. Just made me fearful of a deagle. Nico's patient, but Buster's giving away nothing until Kicker makes contact.
Oh, that's the bomb running in first on the back of Jackson. So now Outsiders know it was the B play. Kicker is just farming them. And Nico, well, he waited patiently for his chance to strike. Now they know about him. He has to drop on off. And any hope of doing damage here is pretty much out the window. He just wants sweet death. And luckily enough, Outsiders will oblige. Run out by James. He makes a bit of money.
Yeah, AWP can come right out. May as well throw the gun, the MP9 out of this round, right? If you've got 7400 and G2 are coming in with a rifle round, upgrade would be nice, but yeah, James does do it. I was getting scared there for a second. He's got the law, but will he lay down the law is the question. Taking that A side. Got Flit dropping the deep ramp smoke. G2, no orbs just yet on this T side again. Flat rifles running amok up A. The util is going to get Yakindar off the angle. He loses full info. He's still got a deep Molotov. Maybe this bottom A retake utility to smoke the T's out of the forklift for Buster getting flashed in. Doesn't make a play with that, but he is going to peek over the top on the second one. G2 will be even less ready for this. Boost up, out he goes, bit of damage, but he's getting spammed as well. Oh, I can't believe Jack stayed on that angle.
Dude, both players were dinked, right? Both down to 14 on the spam. Nico still working the short side control. Yakindar offers up that opening. Nico has rolled out the red carpet over here towards A. James was floating around the sandbags with this AWP. Now is to concede a bit of space. Doesn't want to get caught out on an island. Doesn't want to be that first domino to fall. Gonna go fighting for this. James trying to get involved. Right. Very measured on the swing. Nico holding, waiting for it, and there's the kill. James throws himself into that fight, and now they drop the bomb over on ramp. At this moment, Outsiders know what's happening.
30 seconds. A way to go back, but they don't look interested in that option. Through the smoke, Kicker's going to stop it. And late is this last man at Jax, meaning m0NESY has to go. Right now, Solo Dolo sneaking into the site, trying to use the cover of the smokes and hope that outsiders just don't call his bluff on the stick here. As he's cleared short, he wants to plant. But will they respect it? Tap comes through, there's the face, and there's the fight that wins the round. 4 outsiders, Molly on the bomb, and Jax can't touch it with 10 health. They know they've tagged him up, and Kicker finishes the job. 4 rounds to the 2 of G2. Outsiders are looking a lot more locked in into this second map.
Yeah, dude, 2 players who didn't really accomplish a hell of a lot back on Inferno are like the guys rising to the occasion right now. You know, we touched upon Jame already, but Kicker also had a very slow start that never really built into anything meaningful. Well, he's been hyper involved to open this one up, right? He is a big reason as to why this A-bomb site is held down here. That little hat trick of frags out of the guy, going a long way.
Yakindo, watch out. Oh. Luckily enough, they actually swapped spots this time. Yakindo on short side. James took a deep peek with the AWP and got a kill. Yakindo's molly just evaporates into the ground, bouncing underneath the scaffolding as G2 get ever closer.
Flashed in, wanting to go with it, wanting to peek on the back of it, and that's a double up. They've retaken ramp away from G2. That is brutal. You needed this real estate to try and get anything going, and now with it gone, you might be out of the round. Yakindo still getting aggro, still getting up in their face, and he's so ready for Alexi. Tucked in behind the sandbags. Outsiders now 5 in a row. Been a long time since G2 put one up on the board, and something needs to change. Something needs to give. They're hoping that m0NESY's AWP could be the answer to their prayers.
That's the longest streak outsiders have put into this series already, and we're just a few rounds into this map, so things are looking a lot better, certainly. Like you said, that AWP required at this point, especially with Jame, who has been, as we said, throwing himself into more fights, going for ramp peaks, pushing down with that A1S as well on the short side. He's got those quick nades up for Nico. He's going to try and take space. Yakindo meets him there. That drop is heard. Nico should have caught that along, and what an angle to find Jame off the back of the sandbags. They're not ready with a flashbang. It's beautiful for Yakindo. m0NESY trades 3-on-3 right now, and it all goes slow. It all goes quiet. G2 are not ready to commit. They just wanted the pick.
It goes real quiet now in this 3-on-3. Interesting that Outsiders lent so heavy into this B play with Buster being so deep, right? Like Kicker was reinforcing the site hold and Flit was deady over in mid, so it's given G2 a lot more room than maybe they were ready for. However, Buster is ready to strip all of that room away. Now arriving from this B flank, that's the bomb dropped first. Even though there's a man up the short side, Hunter's got to go back, got to deal with this player. Jax trying to crack open A, 2 kills on his plate, and he doesn't miss that opportunity. Now the bomb is the problem. There's a smoke on it, and Buster has the round in the palm of his hands. Ready for Hunter up close, but cannot win that head-to-head. It's a G2 round. Jax delivers on the mid lurk, and Hunter wins the fight for the bomb. They managed to regain control there. That had all the makings of an Outsiders round. And yet somehow G2 rise from the ashes to find success. When really, they shouldn't have.
No, they shouldn't have. You're right. That bomb drop for Buster was perfect. If only he played a little more aggressive. They just didn't know about the flank for Jax. If Buster went in and tried to double kill there, right, went a little wider rather than just taking the bomb player, he could have won that round immediately. Jax's flank probably would have been held and expected for, but Buster wanted to tuck in, and that gave so much room to the lurker through middle. A position that Outsiders have not had to worry about all maps so far. But finally, it comes back to haunt them in the worst way possible. Beautiful round for Hunter as well. And G2 break the mold. Still rebuys available, and one more after this for Outsiders. James going to continue to deep peek with this AWP, sending it short side. Hunter's going to meet him there. G2 have not been respectful in this A control, and they've gotten a lot out of it, taking this space very early. It's been Nico up on this headshot angle, and trying to fight James and Kinder in these positions. Short has been a little more difficult with that AWP. Kinder's been spotted. Won't stay on the spot. Nico trying to flash him off. Good reboost on ramp, but right now G2 are threatening and execute. Whether they commit is a whole different question. Throwing in the smokes. They've got more to throw later on. But Monacy wants the kill before they do, and he might find it. Yakinda up over default. Almost catches Alexi.
Kindar's trying to peek this, but that's exactly what Monacy wanted. That might be the go button pushed, right? An early advantage, a 5v4 that goes untraded. And Monacy still waiting, still hungry with this AWP. James holding a deeper angle, but the smoke in his way now nullifies that AWP. A good bit of spam damage, however, it's all coming up Monacy. Third entry on this AWP, and that's enough for G2 to walk away with the round. Flawless at that.
I don't think Outsiders were ready for the AWP just tunneled in there. That whole round was Yakinda trying to re-aggress. What they did is they threw that smoke on the first sandbags, on the headshot angle one, so they could flash Yakinda back in, and he can take fights on really favorable angles where he can't get, caught by that headshot position that Nico's been playing. But as the smoke comes down, as he starts to push up, before the flash pops from the bomb site, Monacy's just so patient, and every kill gets delivered to him. For a guy who's very quiet on the AWP last map, so is James. We didn't really see many AWPs go off on Inferno, even on those CT sides, but that's a high impact round from the AWP. And G2 back to back, starting to whittle away this money. One more buy for Outsiders, or they're just relying on loss bonus pistols.
Really seen Monacy lean B to try his hand at this opener. Outsiders aren't going to feed him though. Yakinda pushing down the short side. And this time, you don't have this Nico aggression to try and flush him out. So a little bit more room given to the Outsiders. They will still taper off eventually. They don't want to hang around forever. Hunter's trying to work a B pick. If he can get one and just set them up, give them this early man advantage, that would be huge.
This one-way is so nice as well. Even though he gets flashed off, it's not like Buster can do anything but change position. He can't actually peek. Honestly, got a pick. Yakinda, he's been, high impact on this A site, but he doesn't want to throw away a further advantage. This is the smoke he was going to use for re-aggress last round. Molly up in front of it as well, trying to buy time, but G2 are not in a hurry. They want to go back to B right now. Buster, he's never really been good for much at this bomb site once G2 have been buying up full. Sat back behind double, it's a good position. Crouch means he doesn't need to worry about that wood boost as well, but he knows what's going on. Full util coming in.
Gonna play ahead of the smokes, but he's dead right away. Kicker now trying to fill the void. The Kovacs with the openers. Hunter might be low, still just as deadly. Jack's late mid-lurk as well. These mid-lurks from him, they were a recipe to success last time. This time might not even be needed. Yakinda still fighting. And there's Jax with the backstab. G2 up onto 5, quickly making us forget about this streak that Outsiders were on, as now the money is broken. G2 well and truly back in the swing of things here. And so much of it feels like it's happened since this AWP's come through for Monacy, right? It's been a fairly consistent source of these openers. Even that round there, he wins this fight at ramp to kickstart it all.
The jump, I didn't know it was a jump check. He was just trying to escape, get info. That should be a freebie, but Monacy's on the perfect angle. And yeah, he really has been doing God's work up on this A site. Nico as well, looking for more picks. Hunter's by his side on short. Every round that goes by, Outsiders lose more and more space on A. They were pushing all the way down bottom short to start this half. They were fighting one-ways. Those options are no longer open. G2 have commanded respect out of Outsiders on the A site, and they're playing layered pistols looking for just quick kills. There's a man dead in middle. Jack's on his lurks again. There's a good flash this time. They do find one. It should still be okay. Alexi's here. Line up on short. Hunter's got two. And Kicker, not long for this world either. He's in the kill feed. They know he's in position. m0NESY's got it. It's perfect. They are feeding m0NESY right now, and he is hungry. 6-5 for G2. The eco doesn't get scary, and Outsiders now need to come in with a response. Pause would be great here. But looks like they know what they want to do. They just need to do it fast. This one's getting out of control.
Yeah, G2 might be about to respond to this 5-round streak from Outsiders with 5 of their own, right? Bit of a mirrored spot to be in, but it's always sweeter when you're on this T side, man. No
Nico
respect
again.
from Nico, playing so deep up ramp.
Look, we just saw it from Kid's perspective. You can't even see Nico, but he has such a nice angle to take these fights. That smoke is really good. It's like the one that Big made popular, but he's just throwing it a little bit further left, so he has room to walk up through it. And if Outsiders are respecting this short smoke, they can't really do anything about it. Earlier, it was Kinda swinging through it and playing towards that back pillar on the right side of ramp, but he hasn't done it in ages. And so Nico's got even more room.
Oh, mate, now they know about Buster as well. They get the info about this double B hold. That might make them reconsider. I think it's at a moment like this, right? You learn about that double B setup. You're going to try and give a bit more room over to Nico on this A site, see if he can keep creating space for you over at top ramp. And now, I mean, with Cousin Hunter moving in to join him, Yakindar looking to be this first point of contact again.
Nice going.
She goes creeping in, spots Nico on headshot. Nades exchanged at top ramp. Just trading util right now. 20 seconds. G2, if they are going to go for this, they've got to go pretty quickly. Pretty sharpish. And Yakindar opens it up with a double. Might be low on health, but he's lived up to his side of the bargain in this round. Now the rest of Outsiders just need to deliver. Bomb does make it into the site. Low HP on Alexi. Able to get that plant in. m0NESY with the first. Gonna need to do so much more here. All three over towards the boost. Bomb planted open for ramp, can be watched from short as well, but right now m0NESY's trying to fight for this. Tap on the bomb, will bait this swing. He needed a helping hand and Alexi cannot help him. All alone, Outsiders flood them down. Everyone out from behind the boost just running at that ramp hold. And it's a nice try for m0NESY and Alexa B. But in very dire straits, dire circumstances. And that one missed shot, you know, it's a kind of an uncharacteristic miss for m0NESY. If he gets it, maybe there's some legs on that round.
Yeah, he had a couple of chances to just win that round for G2, right? If he hits either of those shots, it's probably G2 getting it over the line. All the util was gone for Outsiders. They had no kits in that round either. That was awfully close, very scary. Yakinda put up a lovely double on short side. Those were clean, double dink A1S headshots, but it didn't matter at all. G2, they can't do it. They go back to taking this B control. Leaving Hunter at bottom. They've been trying a different boost as well. We often see that headshot angle boost on the fence. They've been doing one further back just to try and catch Outsiders B players off with a different angle. James deep mid with the AWP. Flick won't connect. Jax is thanking his lucky stars. They're still holding both sides of the map. Alexi caught walking away. They know there's another player there. Buster has plenty of cover at Tetris. He's been playing awfully close on B, but despite that, it's not really been picked, except for rounds where G2 are executing, and he's going 1-for-1 when he can. Buster's up close. He's just been mollied in this position, so re-aggress, it's not going to be checked. Hunter doesn't even look, and Buster gets a freebie. 5-on-3 now, all from Buster. And G2, they've only got one smoke for this AXX. This is going to be very constricting. They need kills.
Yeah, short side pick would have been a lovely way to start it. Right now, you can lob that one smoke in, for the short side run up. I'm going to assume that's how they want to go about this, but they're getting pincered by Buster on the B push. He's been very aggressive on this side of the map. Nico's flicked back for him. They're moving in now. Nico with the taps, 3 in the round, trying to do it all solo. As he's in with a third, m0NESY's in close, the barrel's been spotted, and so now it is just Nico. Flit runs him down, and Outsiders are good for a 7th.
Oh, what a flex for Flit. Just chases those 2 kills, knows that G2 are going to be fiddling around, deciding who's planting. Both players up in the site, trying to cover with all those weird smokes. It's not normal enough for G2 to just stick it on default, play cover on sandbags with the orb. They have to play side by side. That's a dirty few shots from Nico. 3 kills in that round, and it doesn't win it for G2. The Kinder getting hyped now, as Outsiders are fighting for this map far more than they did on Inferno. Neck and neck, taking the lead. Nico again going through the ramp smoke. But he does tick in the molly, and you can hear Buster. Oh, he looked like he had that one, but gets stuck on the stairs, and Hunter opens up.
Man, this creates so many more opportunities for G2. Whenever we've had this fight go in favor of Buster or Kicker on the B hold, it's often been a bit of a disaster for the G2 squad. This time it's Hunter winning it out. That's going to spread Outsiders a little more thinly. Might force them to take more risks over here towards ramp. More peaks, be it for the info, be it for the equalizer. Yakindar's looking for it, and m0NESY has missed him on the smoke walk, but he spammed out. Never given the chance. Flit's mollied into the open, and G2, it's all coming together.
Nico lives. He accidentally jumped. He double jumped. Full Mario mode. He went up and over, and Flick couldn't kill him in time. Even if he gets that kill, G2 are trading it. They're winning the round. Nothing that can be done about it for Outsiders. And Jame again, who started mid, is left longing for kills. Oh my god, he's getting wallbanged by m0NESY through elevator. And that is the signal to leave. G2. They have got a lot of money, but it's last round of the half next, so knowing they take out this orb could be everything. And James is playing audaciously close to the bomb site. Still getting his kills, of course. Yeah, stay on m0NESY. You never know. You never know. He's hit him once, but not again. It's going to be G2 equaling up 7-7, back and forth. The 5-round streak from Outsiders. G2 came back in with an excellent T-side, though, yet again, as they did on Inferno. And they've done what they must on a map that's been considerably, 62% CT-sided in the Challenger stage on Vertigo. G2, the numbers all scream favor. But they're not there yet. Why stop now?
Oh, James got the spawn.
Yeah.
Gonna try swing this. Well, just leave. And I mean, Nico, he's done this every single round.
Yeah, and Outsiders, like I said this earlier, the only way to stop this play from Nico is disrespect the short smoke, and they've been so terrified for doing that. Nico's in the open. James thought he had the cross, but he didn't have a good enough angle. Nico just creeps up below the default boxes. m0NESY now, time to shine, flicking away, hitting James on that boost. G2, they can just run their exec and win this round.
Yeah, they're lobbing all the util in. Getting the ball rolling for this A play.
So far away.
It is going to waste precious time. You kind of need these site fights to pan out. And with it being a 4-on-4 early, that bomb drop is now problematic. Nico tries to win the round before the bomb's down. Goes peeking in. m0NESY's at least here to reclaim the 3-on-3. Bomb now getting planted. No util to deal with this, so that will come in. m0NESY's blinded by Kickert's flash. It sets Buster up nicely. Now lobbing in one more flashbang out of Kickert to try and accelerate this retake. Alexi whittled down inside of the site.
Wow.
Good for the first kill. Has support from Jax swinging on the short side. They're not ready for it. And it's a lineup for Jax. G2, they close out that first half at 8-7. It looked like that bomb drop, coupled with some overzealous peaks once the exec was in, was going to cost them dearly. But the IGL coupled with the Anchorman Jax will hold the line.
Yeah, you can't even really blame Outsiders that much for taking fights in that round because they're not expecting that mistake. They don't think the bomb's been left, and so they're there to try and stop that plant, try and keep the pressure on. But it's such a weird round and a weird issue for G2 that it works in their favor. And m0NESY with open sight lines to continue picking this A site is what he got away with all damn half. Nico wins ramp, m0NESY wins A, and G2 win the half, 8-7. It's still very close, but those odds don't believe in the Outsiders comeback. For the first time in a while, I'm inclined to agree. Is this the last road, the last run for Outsiders? Nico, oh, not the jump. Oh, he went for it. Very close. Hexet going in. Nico looking for blind shots.
Outsiders recognize, though, the amount of room they've been given here. Do have util on m0NESY to soften up the bomb planter, but that's really all it's going to look to do. They've lobbed in that early smoke. Yakindar's trying to fight for this control. Nico in the head-to-head bests Yakindar. So now with him out of the round, someone else is going to have to step up. Someone else is going to have to deliver for the Outsiders. They've just seen Kicker crossing back onto default. They know he's now within the site. Measured for G2. They're waiting for this util to go in. Retake smoke at the top of ramp. Nades into the site. Smoke on the bomb. Flashes to set them up, but it doesn't matter with Kicker doubling down. The site man comes alive. And even though he's cancelled out, Nico in this clutch. 1v2. They just run at him. They hold W and they fight Nico to the very end.
I love that Outsiders commit with the game plan, even though it doesn't go the way they wanted, right? They wanted to stay on the bomb site to fight. In a pistol round, that's such a good call, and we've been seeing teams do that more and more. Going back, especially when CTs buy up kit smoke on this round, or just any util, is so hard to win those rounds with Glocks far away, on ramp, on short. You're spamming smokes and you're getting headshot. Outsiders wanted Yakindar up close behind that CT cubby so they could actually play off of him. Kicker doesn't need that help though, just sits default, and Outsiders fight all close to A. Those Glocks reign supreme. And despite some beautiful shooting for Nico, it's still Outsiders with the pistol. m0NESY's been given an A1S in the second round. Looking for that hero rifle to hold on and stop Outsiders' conversions. But one gun shouldn't be able to do that much. Nico's got the deep peek, m0NESY's on short. And Outsiders are coming in.
All right, Nico, give us something vintage with the Deagle. Let's see. Swinging out, it's just a tag. m0NESY's M4 is going to spam Flit out of the round. Outsiders get this top ramp control they were looking for. They've even got a man up deep. Yakindar fighting with the MAC-10. 45 seconds, that's still plenty of time in an Outsiders world. They do want to follow through with this A play, lobbing all the util in. They're boosting m0NESY up, a double boost and throw him high. And m0NESY tearing this round away from Outsiders. Buster will respond with 30 seconds to get this bomb down. They're going to commit. Oh, not yet, actually. Fake on the bomb, hoping this fades peaks, and it will. Buster's getting fed a double kill of his own now. That smoke made things a little bit weird. They were paranoid someone was going to try and run down the planter. That hasn't happened, and so Outsiders poised to play around this bomb. Kicker's going to make it back to ramp. Buster still caught fighting out here on a bit of an island. A chance at a 3v1 peak, but with m0NESY now dead, the pistols have got to do it, and they will. Kicker 1v1. Jax has scavenged this A1S, but he's running out of time, running out of chances. Tap on the bomb, and now Kicker's seen him. Doesn't have to fight for this. That's the round. Jax will concede. He's out of there. Knows he can't win this in the 1v1. And so Outsiders, they regain control. That is phenomenal that comes up their way after m0NESY was boosted in with 3 kills.
Yeah, that was a 2-on-5. 2-on-5 in the pre-plant. It's not like they even had the pressure of the bomb. It's the fake tap that forces players over the boost. It doesn't feel consequential when it happens, but it all just drips dry. When you lose Monacy, you lose that rifle, you have no kit, you have no utility, and we know how hard these retakes can be when you're just dry fighting and T's are getting given chances to jiggle, to get that info, see that you're off the bomb. 6 kills out of Buster. That boost from Monacy was excellent, but it wasn't enough. My God. Well, at least they get another go with that Hero M4, but it's supplemented by far less. Hunter's at least put it in a prime spot. Pushed all the way down. Jack's trying to bait for him. Buster solo on this angle. Jack should be ready to help out Hunter to repeat, but he's trying to bait footsteps right now, make Outsiders peek off of his noise. They're not interested. Buster's even left the B-bomb site. Come to regroup. The timing of this round, the only thing that can make this round interesting is the timing of Hunter's flank. If he starts walking, if he doesn't like what he sees and commit to backstab Outsiders, he can do something, much as how Buster was constantly on that bottom ramp flank. But it seems like that time has already passed. Outsiders are ready to go. Hunter just started.
Okay, trading 1-for-1 there's nice. It's actually going to slow down the exit, lending even more time to Hunter. Nico now flushed out. This A site's starting to crumble, and Hunter only just arriving. Buster's been here before. He knows what these B-Raps look like, and so he's going to go back and deal with Hunter trying to pull a Buster-esque play. Outsiders now on a double digits, right? We've got this investment looming for G2. Gonna have the AWP in Monacy's hands. Rifles for everybody else. But it needs to turn around soon. It needs to turn around quickly.
Dude, Outsiders are longing this out, but yeah, it's all on the rifle round right now. The true test of G2. What the CT side's gonna look like. Monacy's looking for util over the top, seeing if they're throwing that short smoke. It's a consistent factor almost every T round of G2, but Outsiders will respect early, will let James work the ramp. Monacy sees nothing over the smoke. It's because James is not in a hurry. He arrives precisely on time. But Monacy's been here since the beginning. Flash kick it in. Looks like he's calling for something. He's going back over the boost, over the box. Monacy doesn't know, but he goes back on the angle. This is so close, and Monacy hits the headshot. Nico activates off the back of it. He's been seen, but Monacy has his cover.
Yeah, a lot of freedom given to Nico there. Monacy, another from this AWP. Once again, man, the golden gun for G2. And it's sent Outsiders away from this ramp play, something that was tried and tested to open up this T side, now falls to ruin. Gonna regroup with Flit over here in mid, 30 seconds. As they lean into middle.
Taking mid this late in the round is just going to be so difficult.
It's a save.
Yeah, they're not doing it. It's going to say 5-on-3. G2 are always going to have a mid player, and even if Hunter sees something going on, he can just fall off if he wants and play a bomb site. Suddenly, you've got a triple stack no matter what site you go to, and Outsiders simply can't break through. That's it for G2. 2 picks off the flash, and Outsiders out with a bang. They give it up. Oh, don't you dare, Monacy. Your wallbangs today have been on point. You get this cowering in corners. Oh, they're so close. I don't like it. Very uncomfortable. And yeah, AWP's Deagles can go through those walls into ladder. Look at these, man. To think that Monacy goes back to this angle a second time and finds kick in space as well. He was lining up util. He was trying to throw the little one-way smoke to get them up short. Well, you might need a new lineup, bud. First pause coming out. Outsiders felt like this half has gone, or this game has gone to plan. And yeah, sure, they had a pretty decent CT side. But they want to address the problems before they get really out of control. And James, you know, he's learnt the angle that Monacy wants to fight him on this side, but he doesn't want to let that happen again. He needs to win that out. if Outsiders even want to take ramp, because they're not going to be as oppressive as Nico was in that first half. Think about how every round Nico would throw that deep, big smoke and run up through it. Outsiders will not do that. Maybe your Kinder will take some short spawns, but other than that, Outsiders going to be pretty respectful in the early round and wait out this util.
No, that's a very good point, right? Like, Yekindar is the guy who does try to do that, but it is kind of spawn-based for him, right? So it's not a guarantee. You're not going to have that every time. Ooh. So this is where the pressure is going to fall to James to try get these openers. Honesty's willing to take this fight, right? You are going to have a source of trying to get them. Oh, that's quick! The Orb nails Kicker. And an early 5v4 G2. Now they go a little more lax over at ramp, right? They kind of say, all right, if you want this space, you can have it. We'll take the 5v4 and get the hell out of there. They might even elect to re-aggress in late. This util getting lobbed over the top. Yekindar up and past it. Right now, G2 are not aware of this. They could just get caught with util out. James holding this short angle, but a missed shot from his AWP. It's a very tight peak for m0NESY. He even got a tag off there.
It's ballsy. G2 are even trying to re-aggress here. Might work, though. Yakindar's off over the one way, and Nico walks in. Finally, a bit of vengeance comes the way of Yakindar. 4-on-4 now, as G2 have given up their advantage round. Missed shot for m0NESY, a rarity. Goes back for smoke spam. Molly lands on default. Outsiders delayed on the plant. Jax over the top from CT and managed to snuff out Yakindar, but it's a wide plant. This one is so good for the ramp hold here for Outsiders, and it might disrupt G2's lineups if they want to be throwing default utility over from CT. Out it goes, but that's not going to do a thing about this wide plant.
It makes life a little bit harder for Jane with the orb. Oh, m0NESY nails that shot. Flit barely gives him a pixel to work with. Spammed out now. Jame moving in on the angle. Jack's up the short side. There's a fight that's got to get one, and Buster will win it. Jame dead. Buster 1v3 swinging up. Doubles down, but the defuse is held. It's a G2 round in spite of all the kills going the way of the Outsiders.
The bomb is what wins G2 around. Some things are changing, Harry. Those rounds, those tides, they're turning. And G2, it goes in their favor, this one. That smoke, it almost gave cover for Outsiders to play wide, to actually stop that defuse. But I love the way G2 run at that, right? The way they remove the orb. Hunter's on top of Boost while Alexi gets on the bomb. It's like a double-layered peak. James just trying to hold for the defuse, but he gets double-faced. Buster, he gave it a go. He did all he could. But it's going to be G2 sneaking it past. Final second defuse. And 10-10. That was after Nico gave up that 5-on-4 and it gave Outsiders a way in to get the stick. Oh boy, this one's a tense match right now. Buster, he's really put up a game today, hasn't he? Back on Inferno, he was the one man finding those kills on the T side for Outsiders. Continues to do it here and now, but not enough for a round.
Dude, James knows the importance of these fights on the ramp side. He really hopes for a peak, and he will get it. Okay. I mean, dude, that kind of kill, m0NESY looking to get stuck in, looking to reap the fighter ramp that's so often been fruitful for him. But this time going the way of James, that was, you know, one kill that we've seen break the camel's back, you know, versus Vitality the other day. ZywOo on the receiving end of just one kill, but it can shape the outcome of a matchup. How longer does that feel so safe for G2 to go back to? And Outsiders with an early 5v4. Can they stick the landing here?
They have to. And if they do, they break G2's money yet again. This game completely changes the outcome of this round. Molly forcing respect out of G2. They want to fight for it. They'll smoke it instead. Outsiders have to wait. Another 15. Everyone is here but Jax. 3 on the site. They're fighting for the plant. They know they don't have the utility to play a retake round. They've got to stop this one from ever going down.
Yeah, flashing in. They wanted to try and fight for top ramp, but Alexi's on the receiving end of that opener. Hunter, even though he holds the line, he's out on an island. He is very much alone. Nico's attempting smoke spam, but nothing's connecting. And so it's going to be a save here for G2. They cannot justify going for the 2v4.
Yeah, it's a really rough save as well, because you just barely win these rounds with pistols on this map, and just 1 or 2 M4s. Maybe if you have an AWP, it can go crazy. It can play very heavy rotate. But Outside has been super methodical. They've not been offering up picks on A ramp, other than when Monacy's had that AWP and deep peaks. And their executes have been really clean so far, getting a lot of bomb plants on the T side on this A site, and that's why we've seen all the rounds for Outsiders. They haven't really tested B. They haven't done any mid-lurking. They've had the control, so G2 can't flank. But Outsiders never really made a move in middle and tried to wrap like Jax did a couple of times on his T side. Alexi's also having a very quiet game, but it hasn't really mattered up until this point. He was the guy to stick that bomb in the 4-on-1 that they picked up to time. But yeah, no better time than now for Alexi to stand up in the fragging department as well. Second timeout for Outsiders, maybe trying to ascertain the money of G2, as this has been a very back and forth half. And with 2 guns getting saved, you're never assured that G2 won't throw something your way. But this one, oof, not as clean cut as maybe it felt in the first half.
Both the rifles have B spawns as well, which, like, you know, maybe you kind of try to play around that here if you're G2. Try send them in early, right? We've already seen Hunter attempt to hit this flank timing once. Outsiders are very much back into the swing of things here, though. Trying to long this one out, trying to take us all the way to dust. They're not ready to step away from the major just yet.
To this team, just, you know, you cut the head off of it and a new one appears. You look it in the eyes, you turn into stone. It's not a myth, it's a reality. Outsiders don't give up, they don't die. G2 waiting back on B with both their rifles. It allows them to double save if it doesn't end B, but this one's at least starting on the site. Buster's right below. Jax doesn't know, and he might walk in to his own demise. Shots just rally through that metal, enough for Buster to find the 5-on-4, and that gun irretrievable if Buster stays in this position, so he shall.
They want to go fight Buster. They want to try and deal with him.
He dinked him with that one bullet.
That's crazy. And I mean, now the rest of G2 are all in on the B site. Yeah. Like, Outsiders have won this round. That's it. It's 1 kill on Jax, getting a little too big for his boots over at the B site, a little bit impatient. And I mean, if there's one thing Outsiders have got in spades, it's patience.
Too much.
Even as they pad out this site again, even as they reclaim the A1S from the B stairs, it's still going to be such a tall order to muster anything up here. They're going to try and throw Nico up into this boost once more. Monacy got 3 from this last time. Yeah, however, they're ready for it. Yakinda flushes out Nico. The gun getting juggled around. They try to put Alexi up here this time around. 2 players up on the boost, and Alexi has offered up the first. 3v4, they move on in. Yakinda close on the short side. They've got him trapped, but no one able to go on the back of that flash.
They want to save. They don't want this round. Know how unwinnable it's feeling. They may shave a couple of kills off the top, but it's still going to be cut and dry for Outsiders with 4 alive and a big money round, especially if that AWP gets saved by Kicker. James just hanging around, full acrobat mode. But yeah, this is the changing of the guard right now. Outsiders are waking up in their T-half. G2 have only had 2 rounds in the second, including that defuse that, if Buster was a second quicker, would have stopped it. And Outsiders, they don't want to go down quiet in this series. They at least want to long it out to a third. That last map is dust too if we get there. And then suddenly this series opens up a lot, because you have to keep in mind, Outsiders, they have a 5-loss streak on this map. It has been dire for them in 2022.
Yeah, man, I don't know. They're starting to piece it all together, aren't they? They've got G2 right where they want them, on the ropes. Oh. Every round hitting like a 2-for-1. Jax is once again trying to take this early peek down towards B ramp. I like that he just calls it off this time, right? If he died again, pushing on the ramp side, that would have been a huge problem. A big red flag. Another nade just got given a buster to lob in here.
Yeah. Very patient. You're not going to get many of these picks a half.
It's just, you know, kind of similar notes to what we were saying on the front. It's very, very hard to do much against this, like, slow signature style of outsiders here, man. Like, you're throwing in that deep ramp smoke every round, and yeah, it holds them back for a bit, but eventually, you know, once you don't have the smokes to keep replenishing it, you end up conceding ramp anyway, and so outsiders, they see it as still achieving their goals.
Hunter's just been sat mid all half, so patient, but nothing has ever come through. Finally, an announced mid-take from outsiders, and he's caught with his knife around the cross. They won't kill him. He gets out scot-free. He should never be alive, and Modesty is sacrificed as a result. Hunter here in spawn, over the top, knocked off by Yakindar, and now this B-split can come through.
Jax holding. Alexi waiting. Oh, who do you pick to watch here? Alexi with the first. Jax is dead. And now they know about this man.
No way.
Tetris fighting for his life. Jame has dispatched of him. Nico worlds apart from this B play. And so outsiders, you know, they switch it up in that one there. They move away from these A ramp takes, from these kind of, you know, slow put together rounds. They go into a bit of an unknown for them, which is the mid to B. And it works damn near flawlessly.
We haven't seen that round, Harry, since round 1 of this map, when G2 took 5 middle and kept everyone alive, jumping over Con, chasing Elevator, chasing CT. That was a really clean round for outsiders, again with 4 up, and now their money is swelling out of control. And G2, the whole time, you've been talking about these respectful A-holds and how they're giving away ramp and taking it very late. Again, outsiders just keep cycling this A-short smoke, like the Nafany smoke, like they're jumping up onto top. And so G2 keep getting so scared that they're getting lurked on A, but it's not happening. Perfect round to be running that. G2, even though they had a heavy lean towards mid and B, they just get diced apart.
What do you do here as well? Like,
yeah, lose this round at least. You could buy a couple of guns.
You could get an AWP with 3 M4s around it.
Ooh, I mean, that's cocky.
It's tempting, right? But you'd be super limited in terms of utility, like super limited. Nico would have none. Jax would be like, you know, drop the gun, he could get a bit. Yeah, I'm assuming they just play it safe. And I think that's probably the right call.
10, yeah, maybe. But, you know, you buy here, you lose it. You're playing for OT with a 5-round down, and outsiders are not giving you, you know, the way in. Maybe you play a little looser here. Try and take back middle.
Dude, this is not a nice place to be in, though. This outsider squad, this team is everything G2 hates. It's like all their weaknesses rolled into one squad, right? The idea that G2 have always struggled closing matchups out, closing out series, closing out individual maps. And outsiders, their whole specialty is centered around these comebacks, centered around pulling games back. Now, Yakindar dead to the boost, but the moment they've seen that boost employed, they pick up the pace on a B play, moving in. Jax here, trying to hold the line alone with the Deagle. Even one kill would be big out of this Deagle. He certainly had chances, but they all just sail by. Alexi, he's mollied out of there, doesn't want to hang around, doesn't want to be another casualty of this B play.
This is devastating right now, and I love the outsiders. The second they see that rifle up on A, they just charge the other side. They know it's all G2 had to work with in this round. Couple of guns armed up now, but outsiders are not losing this post plant. G2 can throw themselves through and over smokes, but Buster's here with Kicker to trade off the back of him. Got to pick his side to watch. Kicker's called, he has left. Buster's on right. G2 aren't moving a muscle. Smoke shots are only going to send G2 out of this round with their rifles. Nico's going for it. Monacy follows up, and suddenly Kicker's cleared as well. 1v3 for Flit. They line up, but G2 get all the kills. I think they might just have enough time. This was not a round to win, but they're off the bomb. It's done. Outsiders convert. 14 rounds. G2 gave it a go. A commendable attempt for Nico and Monacy, but there's no prizes for second place.
Oh my goodness. Dude, that's gonna hurt. You know, like you had it. You had this, had all the kills moving back in.
Wow.
And it comes down to maybe a few seconds difference. But it will sail past G2 still. A lot of damage done, right? Maybe something they feel good about in that when they did just throw bodies at the problem, they were able to get all the kills.
It just took so long there.
Oh my goodness, Outsiders. They're trying to do it to them. They're trying to take this to dust. And if we end up there, man, this becomes such a wild card. It's become so up in the air. Monacy needs success with the AWP. Like, when G2 looked their best, he was opening up in these ramp fights, and we're going to get it now. Now, AWP rallies off the first, and quite the man to find. It's pesky. Yakindar dealt with early.
Yeah, same as last round, except it's not like Outsiders have the freedom of seeing that one gun and exploding into the B-bomb site. G2 fully armed, ready. In these rounds, they have, at times, given away the pick, re-aggressed, refaced, and died. No one is making that mistake right now. G2 are back at the bomb site. Monacy flicking to find another. That's kick it out of the round. And Monacy wants more. Molly pushes Flit. Even though that smoke came in for Jame, Flit reacted too fast, too soon. Molly does finish the job somehow to Hunter, but a 2-on-4?
Oh,
surely not.
You thought Monacy had done enough. He's got 3 kills in the round, and yet still G2 are barely holding on. Bomb now planted. They're the ones on the clock. They've got to move swiftly here. Jame and Buster both on the ramp side, both just playing the long game around this timer. Jame gets the spot. Monacy's looking for a way back in, but isn't going to get given a peek freely. They start to move in now with the smoke on the bomb. Buster's playing up close. Monacy dead. Jame wins that head-to-head. And Buster waiting for this defuse. He's not going to fire off. He thinks it's a fake. Damage done. Jack spammed out. And it's only Alexi left. He can't trade it. Where's he looking? Oh, no.
2v5. Again, 3 kills out of Monacy. What round is this? It's not a hero gun. Everyone's armed for G2. That is a sitter. That is an unbelievable save out of Outsiders. That's the round that Monacy got boosted back on those boxes in CT and triple killed with the A1S. Do we remember that one? And still Outsiders shut down the post plant. But this one, fast flicks doesn't make a difference. Jame holds on, and the close rifle of Buster, the guy that's been cracking open bomb sites, puts one to bed. 15 rounds. Outsiders are not going out without a fight.
Might be on a loss streak, maybe. They're about to turn it all around. Now streaking together rounds to close out this T-half.
And this is their worst map, right? Exception of Nuke, their permaban that they never play. This is their worst map in 2022. You couldn't tell it. This was an 8-7 half. G2 won their T side. They felt fantastic. Head in hands right now.
I can't believe Alexi didn't even try spamming the smoke as well. Like there were a lot of question marks there as to how that 2v2 played out.
Looking for Jame.
Oh dear. And I mean, Outsiders, they're a team that get in your head. They're a team that make you doubt yourself. They push you to the limits and they leave you exhausted at the end of it. One of the big problems for G2 is having the resilience, having that ability to turn around games like these. And if that problem rears its head again, man, Outsiders, they're poised. They're ready. They want to send them out.
Alexi feels like he can't win a fight with a rifle. He's had to double up this round. Flit surely can't get this kill. That was a despicable miss shot.
Oh, dear.
Alexi dives out. He has room to move. Flit scared of a double setup. To ramp around again. It's all Outsiders have called in this T side. One little mid to B thrown in there. And another B exec on an anti-eco. But every gun round has just been this A brute force. Eco re-peeking off the flash. the aforementioned man back in the bomb site with his AWP. He has been no sleeper this series, especially not this map. 24 and 18, hitting every kill required, even when it's not enough. 30 seconds, Nico's still here. Outsiders don't know.
Oh, the kick out see it. I felt like he saw him spammed out. Nico's dead. Thought he had the round-saving position, and now it's all on the line. 5v4. Outsiders trying to turn it around, trying to break this loss streak and send us to a third. m0NESY, if there ever was a time, 3 kills has not been enough for him. He needs even more now. With Nico knocked out, a new hero has to emerge here. Jame holding for this swing out of the AWP. Such slim margins, but no one's seen each other yet. Still, G2 cannot wait forever. They're on the clock. Eventually, they've got to go. They don't have flashes to force anyone off angles. They've got to win dry fights. Jax and Hunter provide the openers. Jame on the ramp side. Oh, m0NESY's dead. 2v2. Time ticking away. They got to get on the bomb, and they can't find it. Outsiders, they take us to dust too. They're not willing to let up yet. And that classic Outsiders resilience shines through on G2's map picker Vertigo.
You couldn't have blamed them in getting 2-0'd here, Harry. G2 put up a phenomenal Inferno. They had a great T-side on this map as well. It felt all the makings for G2 to just roll over this game and close out the series and make this a nice, reassuring day. But this ugly beast of G2, this difficulty in closing games, in closing series, really